Hey folks, this is Kelani. As we get to see more and more allied races added into the mix, it's always interesting to wonder which ones will come next. Allied races come with their own mounts, quest lines, and even get a head start to the party by starting off their journeys at level 20. But perhaps the coolest thing about these new races is their special heritage armor sets. If you're out of the loop, leveling up one of the new races from level 20 to max level, without any skips or boosts, will award you with unique heritage armor sets which can only be used on that allied race, and is only awarded by leveling the good old-fashioned way. Pretty much every race we've currently confirmed will be able to play in the foreseeable future has a heritage armor tied to them. That includes the Zandalari Trolls, Mag'har Orcs, Dark Iron Dwarves, and... oh wait! What about the Kul'tiran humans? It doesn't look like we have any data in the game files directly pointing us to the Kul'tiran heritage armor, and trust me, if we did, it would be all over MMO Champion and Wowhead, but we might still be able to get a sneak peek of what our Kul'tiran humans will be wearing after leveling through the game and finally unlocking our heritage armor. Over on the World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth webpage, we've been able to preview some of the new functions and features coming in the new expansion, including the allied races. We got a sneak peek at the ones we've already unlocked, as well as the Dark Iron Dwarves and the Zandalari Trolls. Well, that webpage was recently updated to include the Mag'har Orcs and Kul'tiran humans, which were very recently confirmed to be joining the ranks of allied races sometime during Battle for Azeroth. The bottom of the page has a new piece of awesome art featuring a Zandalari Troll, Mag'har Orc, Dark Iron Dwarf, and a Kul'tiran human. Each of these races is wearing what we already know to be their heritage armor set, so it's not a huge leap to suggest that what this specific Kul'tiran human is wearing is either the Kul'tiran heritage armor straight up, or at least reflects what kind of theme and armor we can expect. Just looking at this picture alone, that typical Kul'tiran collar and jacket might actually end up in players' hands. After the first round of data mining, which brought some of the NPC models to our attention, a lot of players saw this kind of trench coat with the 3D effects for the edges and collars and started drooling uncontrollably. These coats really do make for some awesome pieces of armor which would suit our leather wearers quite well, and maybe even our clothies and mail wearers. The other thing that stands out a little is the weapon models, which look to be way more textured than anything we've seen in Warcraft so far. Swords with large scratches and notches might not look as polished or grandiose as some of our other weaponry, but I think it works really well for the harbour city folk we know the Kul'tirans to be. And if you outlaw rogues out there might get some sweet pirate swords in this expansion. I hope that's a sign of more cool weapons to come. So Wowhead managed to pull up some examples of what the complete armor set could look like on a Kul'tiran male. Hopefully we'll actually have the option to play the new body types and get to play around with both fat and thin, but for now our examples are just on the chunkier body types of these new humans. The first thing that sticks out really is that collar, and I'm glad the dev team is working more on these 3D elements to spice up our armor sets at least a little bit. When it comes to customization, World of Warcraft is a little behind when compared to some of the newer MMOs for obvious reasons, but it's fantastic to see the art teams pushing forward and trying new things. The amount of detail in this outfit is pretty cool, with the clasps going all the way down each side of the coat, and even some kicked up snow on the bottom of the cloak. There's also a cool little effect going on with the belt, or rather belts. There's a double belt where one strap goes inside the coat and the other goes on the outside, so that's a nice little touch. That does make me wonder just how this jacket or cloak is going to work though, because this looks like a full-on heavy cloak. But does that mean it's going to be in the cloak slot or the chest slot? This would make a lot more sense in the chest slot because it's covering so much of the body, but then where is the cloak for the heritage armor? If this actually ends up as the cloak, then we might be seeing the start of something truly special in World of Warcraft. For this piece to encompass your torso, arms, and have a cloak portion all the way down your legs, that's pretty impressive, almost too impressive for an item of clothing or armor, which isn't being restricted to NPCs only. The really cool stuff usually doesn't get into the hands of players because it's too intricate or complicated to get it to work across every playable character model, but if this gear really is the heritage armor set for the Kul'tiran humans, at least one race might have access to these really cool cloaks. Some of the colours here might be a little off, especially with the pants, but there are NPCs wearing almost, if not identical outfits, so we can check out one of those to get a better idea of how things might end up looking. I love that no matter what allied race you end up playing, the heritage armour that you're awarded with really does reflect the theme of that race, and the Kul'tiran humans are no different. Running around as a bit of a plump human might actually be worth it for this stuff. Honestly, the Kul'tirans are pretty snappy dresses in general. Lots of thick winter cloaks and coats, that puffed up collar is a standard theme, it would seem, but the 3D elements really set off a lot of these outfits. I'm pretty sure all of these are NPCs though, so there's only really a teeny bit of a chance that we'll get to play around with some of these new armor sets for our playable races, but we can always hope. Introducing more armor sets like these would be a gigantic step in the right direction, and I'm excited to see what else we might get to play with in Battle for Azeroth and how the armor design will evolve in the future. Adding in more and more 3D elements could be the key to forgetting just how old the Warcraft engine is. But that's it for this little preview of what could very well be the Kul'tiran Human Heritage armor set. What do you think about the Kul'tiran armor sets? Do you think we'll actually be able to use them as players? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon, and if you want to check that out you can find a link in the description below. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.